What's going on, guys? Back with another video. This one is from one of my favorite new channels I was starting to like more and more. Foreign Fridays from YouTuber Foreign Man, Mr. Foreign Man, the Foreign Land. And this one is called The Orgasmic Fall of DDG. Another reason there's a couple reasons I'm watching this video. One of my favorite new channels. Two, this video has gotten taken down numerous times with copyright strikes, but he got it back on there. And three, it's on DDG. And honestly, last time I did something on DDG, I was just short. I didn't know there were that many people caping for DDG, especially after stuff with Halle Bailey. I didn't realize a lot of people cape for DDG like that. So anything to not celebrate, but anything I can do to fuck with their Lord and Savior DDG, I think I'm gonna do it right now. Because I'm petty and I'm catty. And honestly, one of my favorite new channels, fucking with one of my favorite new subjects to fuck with. Can't really go wrong here, can I? It can't really go wrong. So check out his channel, put a link to the description to this video like I always do. And let's go. The Orgasmic Fall of DDG from Foreign Fridays.
Failure DDG's Temu brand Flavor of Love dating show is a
slight little DDG. I don't know if that's the accent or he did it on purpose, but instead of DDG, said like DDG. Kind of sound like DDG. My bad. First pettiness right there. First pettiness. My bad.
Failure DDG's Temu brand Flavor of Love dating show is a sound.
This man had a dating. I'm not really surprised. It seems like a lot of rappers or content creators are doing the dating show thing now. That's the new content, I guess. It's looking like that's the new content, is doing some random dating show with a content creator or something like that. I don't know why it is. This is in the mid-2000s where that was a thing that people wanted to watch and give a fuck about. People watch Love Island, so it's like I can. I started getting to Love Island now. I've warmed up to Love Island. I'm warmed up to it. So there is an audience for it, and people still watch The Bachelor. You know what? Actually, there's an audience for this now. I'm thinking about it. But it's just lazy ass content. Because you can tell it's just for content. One is just trying to hype up the job. The other one is just, you can tell it's purely for content. And you just see just the bullshit in it. But no, I didn't know he had his own show. That's interesting. My freaking bitch.
Sign of something far more important that we need to address.
When you rich, everybody know I'm rich. Let's go life for life. Great dad. Where's Halo at?
He's sleeping.
Give me my son back.
That's when he was arguing to an AI voice of his ex, Halle Bailey. I want that understood right now. This man was arguing with an AI voice of his ex-girlfriend that he created just so he could argue with it on live stream. I want that for certain. Also, go life, bro. You've been taking some hits lately, so I don't really know if you want to talk about going life for life with anybody, bro. I don't know if you want to do that.
It's successful and handsome and smart. Your mama, your daddy ain't never had that much money. Great person. Nigga, a filter, nigga. It's wartime, nigga. BG explains you the nigga. I slap you in real life. Rich as hell, handsome as hell like me.
He said something, he was like, where your such and such is at? And I'm like, damn, that's a good ass question. I wish I could ask your daddy the same shit.
You gotta be thoughtful. You're poor. I will buy you. Couldn't get next to me. I know a lot of y'all don't have my looks. I don't know a bitch that I can't fuck. So you got different circumstances, but for anybody that's remotely close to looking as good as me, you gotta be thoughtful.
We diving into the satisfying fall of DDG and more importantly, girl content. On today's Foreign Friday.
Great life and I still be with the baddest. Shazam! Like nigga, you call me what you want, whenever you want. Let's go life for life. Fuck that band for band. Everybody know I'm rich. Let's go life for life. Who life more lit?
I'm not having a crash out on live stream with my shirt off, putting money to my ear, just looking real cringe as fuck. So, I don't know, monetary-wise, you got me. You make way more money than I do, but I'm not doing this shit. I'm not crashing the fuck out like this on live stream, so I guess I have that on you, guys. I got that on you, I guess.
I just want to know why he had to take off his shirt to do this. Shirt was already very porous. It was very holy. This man, with his long, stretch-out, wizard sleeve looking of a shirt could see whole clavicle. Dingy do-rag, nigga, you could afford a better one. DDG, aged 27, is throwing a tantrum.
I'm about to be 27 in a couple weeks. I forget how close. I forget we're about to be the same age. I forget he's only not that much older than me. But he crashes out like he crashes out like he's in his late teens. He doesn't crash out like a normal adult. First of all, adults really shouldn't be crashing out, but that's besides the point. Like, he crashes out, he's in high school. It's wild as fuck.
The son he can't see after being cancelled by his own community. This clip right here is foreshadowing what will be a theme throughout. The fact that the money can't unyam you. Oh God. The money can't make you.
Like Kendrick said, you think the money, the power, fame would make it go away? Once a lame, always a lame, bro. No matter what, if you're a lame, we're gonna be a lame. Like, it's fine being a lame. Being a lame's alright. It's not that bad. But motherfucker, this is the toxic version of being a lame. You're a lame and you can't accept it. You're trying to overly validate yourself with money, with your streams, with your numbers. It's just looking just cringe and just. It's giving pathetic. Not monetary wise, not like online success wise, but just behavior wise. It's giving pathetic. It's very pathetic from DDG.
A yam head dog.
Imagine spending $500,000 on production to make a show for your fans just for everybody to end up hating you.
In the wake of what I call spectacle streaming, which these grand events like Mafia Fun that's going on right now, Streamer University, which Kai Cenat just announced that he'll be doing another one, Doodoo Garbage took a leaf out.
Alright, I'm gonna address two things. One, we're going back to Streamer University. The curriculum's opening up again, so because I already made the video on the first Streamer University, so you already know I'm gonna make the second one. You already know I'm gonna do it. I just can't believe they're doing it again, especially Kai just expressed how much he hated doing it after he did it, but I guess fuck it. If people are gonna watch, why not fucking do it, I guess. But also him calling him doo garbage. It's petty little shit, but I don't like DDG, so.
Of Mr. Beast and created a Dollar Tree brand flavor of love show. A dating show that nobody asked for. And to the surprise of absolutely no one, not even Stevie Wonder himself, it went copper. It went cardboard. I talking lower than roach cock on the charts of streaming.
It can't get no views. Talk about my views. We can go view for view right now. I go view for view with any nigga in this chat right now.
Do you really? I can go view for view with anybody in your chat. Wow. Okay. He's got a lot of ego issues going on right now. He feeling himself too much, and he shouldn't be. With the amount of L's he's been taking lately, you feeling the way you feel is just astounding to me. I don't know how you feel the way you feel knowing the L's you've been taking lately. I don't know how he does it. I don't know how to trick myself into believing I'm all right if I'm not. Like, I don't know how to trick myself doing that. Something's going on and I'm like, I'm all right. But I don't know how to trick myself into believing I'm still a success while failing as much as I've been doing. I don't know how you fail a relationship, fail fatherhood, fail a career choice you made, and still think you have enough to brag on people and try to flex on people when you've just been taking massive L's. There's no reflection. There's no sort of taking a step back. You're trying to like push through it by just being a dick. That's insane, bro.
Your viewers probably noticing a trend if you're paying attention, and that very trend is why I believe DDG is actually terrified. It's far bigger than his dating show failing. But before we get into it, trigger warning for stalking and just yamhead behavior. The caption reads, the time DDG found Jilly Anai's
I feel like I've seen this before. I don't know if he put that in his first video with DDG, but if he did, I think I've seen this before. I'm gonna let him play it because this was awkward is not a thing. Uncomfortable is what it was.
location and pulled up unannounced.
You can see the moment she noticed he pulled up. First of all, found her location's nuts. So you didn't even request it. She didn't even send it to you. You searched for her location and found her and just pulled up on her. That's what I meant by uncomfortable. You see the look on her face. It's just like, holy shit.
You see a face like this, right? Who do you think would be on the other side of these eyes?
What are you doing? What the
Hold on. For the uninitiated, DDG rose to prominence in the mid-2010s with content such as this. So let me tell you something. This man was must-see missing when God was giving out common sense. Oh God. Cause y'all tell me there ain't no way that you would have thought that stalking a gal and showing up unannounced and armed
with a camera stand and a mic about to record you pulling up on somebody unannounced, that you got their location. You found the location, pulled them up, announced you got a camera and a microphone to record this for what, content? Dude, mid-2010s YouTube was fucking weird. Which I wasn't, I don't know really was where I was on YouTube back in the 2010s. I was mainly watching English sports shit for YouTube. I was mainly looking at highlights in 2010s. I wasn't familiar with DDG in the mid 2010s. I'm more been familiar with DDG the last 4 or 5 years. But that you pulled up on somebody unannounced like that with a camera and a mic and try to record that shit. That's fucking weird, dude. That's not weird. That's uncomfortable. That's creepy.
With nothing but a grin and a gorilla pod. Ain't no way that you thought this could have gone down any other way than the reaction that you got. Cause this some Law and Order SVU type thing right here. But apart from how utterly yamhead this act is, apart from the trampling of boundaries and the almost sociopathic lack of empathy necessary to do some yamhead shit like this act is emblematic of DDG's career. She is not a human to him. She is content.
What are you doing?
Weird. What are you
What are you doing here? Are you serious right now?
What?
You just gonna come and sit down? How'd you know I was here?
I just went on your Snapchat. I see.
You went on my Snap and you found out I was here and so you came?
Oh God. You see how Instagram just rolled out that new feature where you, like, if you don't turn it off, by the way, follow Big Body Foreign on Instagram. Oh God. There's a feature on Instagram now. People can find out your location because they are sharing your location on Instagram. She is
Oh, I don't like that. No. I don't like that at all. No. What the I didn't know Instagram was just rolling like that. I was today years old and I found out Instagram just has my location out there just for people, random motherfucker to find, I guess. Shit.
content to him, which is exactly why he doesn't have a problem in doing this. Because he doesn't see her as an autonomous human being. He sees her as a character in his content.
That's just a little creepy.
Not even just a little. That's hella creepy. That's call somebody to no, bro. That's beyond creepy. That is stalker behavior. Why would you do that? You just pulled up to her unannounced. You looked for her location and you found. That's so much. That's such stalker vibes. That's more than that. That dude. That's stalking.
Oh, text me?
What do you mean? She didn't expect you to show up here, bro. You look fucking creepy doing this. You just pulling up, you be like, hey, where you at? I want to come see you. Simple text. You pulling up unannounced and then you saying you found her location on Snapchat, like you searched for her Snapchat. You looked through Snapchat. You found the exact street she's on, the exact place she's eating food, and pulled up on her. You went to that much of a process to find out where she is and pull up on her and announce, bro. That looks weird as fuck. You look insane doing that. A simple text would have sufficed, but you look crazy as fuck pulling up on her like that and then explaining to her how you found her to do this. And pulling up with a camera and a mic to shoot a video of you doing this. You look crazy as fuck. And when everything in your life is content, and when you look at all of life as content, you end up doing creepy, crazy shit like this on more than one occasion. This cannot be the first time he's done some weirdo shit like this. Because that was so natural. And he looks so just unfazed about why she looks so confused and so uncomfortable right now. Because it's just all content. He doesn't see the actual social norm of, dude, it's weird for you to find my location, not tell me you're pulling up, not ask. It's like, hey, can I pull up on you? You're not even asking where I'm at. You're just looking and searching for where I'm at and then just showing up out of nowhere with a camera and a microphone. That's weird as fuck.
So you just pop up on people?
I made sure you by yourself. I was looking at
He was about to say he made sure she was by herself. Why would you need to make sure she's by herself? That's kind of weird, dude. Like, what? I said I had to make sure you're alone. That's weird. That's stalker shit, dude.
Oh God. Nigga say he was looking at her from over yonder.
Wait, oh shit. Wait, what? He was looking. Wait, hold on. No, I didn't hear that. Hold on.
what I gotta text you for.
Just pop up on people?
I'm just saying, I made sure you by yourself. I was looking at you from there.
So you pulled up on her, watched her from a distance to make sure she's alone before you could pop up. What if she wasn't alone? What were you gonna do? Were you gonna just leave and then never talk about this? Were you ever gonna tell her that you pulled up? I wonder what was gonna happen. I wonder what was gonna happen if she wasn't by herself. Bro, you were just watching her from a distance. What the fuck is wrong with this dude? This nigga's been a weirdo. This nigga GDG's been a weirdo. He's a weirdo. He's a fucking abuser. He's a fucking dickhead. What is redeeming about DDG right now? I'm so fucking serious. Because I keep seeing evidence from that long, from 8 fucking years ago. This nigga's been a weirdo and a creeper on women. Bro, you been a fucking weirdo. Wow.
Oh God. Niggas say he was looking at her from over yonder. Bro, y'all niggas doing it differently. Couldn't do that over here. They would have put you on an uncharted, uninhabited island that you will never be found from. We have 799 islands. Only a couple of them are inhabited. They could drop you off to an island, a rock, of which you could be like Gilligan's Island. Niggas never gonna find you. Your best friend would be a seagull named Wilson.
You're looking at me through where?
Nigga, that's, oh my God. So there's some leaves. I'm guessing there's a wall or some corner. He had to be standing in some corner where she couldn't see him, but he could see her. That's the only thing I can think of. Because she's looking like, bro, where the fuck were you hitting at? Because she didn't see you at all.
So you just be spying on people.
This nigga
Funny. That's not funny at all, bro. That's weird.
head look like the spores them. Oh God. Cordyceps them. Nigga head look like a clicker for real.
Now what if I was with somebody?
Why your camera making me look like a little weirdo and shit?
I asked that earlier. What if she was with somebody? What was he gonna do? Like, he's just gonna roll off? Was he still gonna show up? What if she wasn't alone? I'm so fucking serious. What was he gonna do? Because he's willing to stay back and spy on motherfuckers from a distance. I don't know what the fuck he's gonna do if there was a person there.
Just popped up on me while I'm having lunch. That's not weird.
That's very fucking weird.
Interesting how you feel entitled to just pop up on people.
Niggas say he don't do it to everybody. Niggas said that you are privileged. You were the chosen.
Bro, you're so lucky that I stalked you, because I don't stalk just anybody. Dude, you should be happy I stalked you. The fuck? What is this logic? Hey, bro, I could have stalked anybody. I could have stood in the corner offer. You couldn't see me, and I could see you for anybody. I could have looked at anybody's location, pinpointed the exact street and restaurant they're at, and snuck over there and not told them without any sort of warning or indication that I was going to do that. I could have pulled up on anybody unannounced with a camera and a microphone ready to shoot content. But baby, I chose you. Don't you feel special? What the fuck are we doing? Dude, this is not normal behavior. What are you doing? This is not normal fucking behavior. The fact he made it try to sound like it's a privilege that he chose her to stalk is another thing that's just wild to me. Bro, what are you talking about? What in the actual fuck are you talking about?
One.
So I should be excited right now?
But she's not the only woman that was content farmed by Doodoo Garbage.
I don't know if it was the exact same thing, but I must say, bro, please tell me you didn't stalk another one for content. I swear to God.
There's really no way.
Oh, AI voice was fucking ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I don't know how you look at this and not think this nigga, there's something wrong mentally. Because he's arguing with an AI of his ex, not having a discussion with the actual person. He created this and got on live stream and argued with the AI of his ex. That's fucking nuts. That is legitimate crazy. And I didn't hear anybody saying shit about it. When that is the arguing with the AI of your ex-girlfriend, how do you not hear that sentence and think, this nigga is crazy? I can't believe he actually did this on live stream though. The delusion to believe that this was the right appropriate thing to do is what. Wait, imagine how he talks to. Imagine just in real life. This is how he talks to the AI, the one that he created. I can only imagine how he sounded with the real person.
That I can prepare you all for this if you all haven't seen this.
Where is Halo at?
What do you mean? He's sleeping? He's in bed, RN?
Give me my son back.
Oh God. This is a clip of DDG talking to an AI voice of Halle Bailey. It epitomizes how baby momming women to these breed of niggas is equivalent to a dog pissing on a wall. He is graffitiing his territory. And much like when Offset said to Cardi B, "You're my BM, I won," DDG isn't saying that. He is acting that. The way he finds it fine to vituperate the mother of his child in AI form, which is also literally dehumanizing. Because who gave you the gall, the absolute negrosity? Who gave you permission to reduce women to a shadow of herself in a format that already infringes upon herself. Because if you train these LLMs on a person, they could generate media of that person however you see fit to do. And the fact that this is the mother of your child, who's an actress and ought to be protected from this because it could jeopardize her livelihood. The fact that dog is doing this is some serious devious deeds. But take this into the context of Jilly and DVD's penchant for girl content, and you'd realize he's not just doing this as a weird excuse of verbalizing his thoughts against an AI because he's too afraid to do it to the woman herself. He is doing this for an audience.
Why are you acting like this? What have I ever done for you to act like I'm some sort of monster that would keep your son from you?
Can you imagine the fan base that would watch this content? Watch a dude argue with the AI voice of the ex-girl. Like, he created the AI voice just to argue with it on my stream. Can you imagine the fan base that fucking watches this shit? Is that not nuts to you? Or am I just... Like, I can only imagine the motherfuckers that are willing to watch a motherfucker argue with the AI of his ex-girlfriend. I'm so serious. How do you... My bad. How do you watch this motherfucker argue with the AI of his ex-girlfriend? How the fuck do you just watch that? I'm so fucking serious. Like, how do you just watch that and not think this nigga is just out of his mind? Because this is not healthy. This is a little unhinged. I'm not gonna. It's a little unhinged.
Because you don't know how to respect me and you disrespect me in public over a Usher concert. Where is my son at? I'm taking my son.
Look at the chat moving. He is farming Halle Bailey for content. He's doing this publicly, not because he's trying to exercise what he's going to say to her, but he's doing it to entertain a bunch of little boys. And this is a trend that you will continue to see. DDG responds to Wendy saying he used her for subs.
This is what you gotta understand. Man, I'm flying you and your sister out first class and can't get a few subs.
I guess I have to give you all some context. The Wendy he is referring to is Wendy Ortez, a Latina creator DDG collaborated with. Wendy came with a loyal following already. She would have a concurrent viewership of tens of thousands on TikTok Live. DDG knew this and found it fit to fly her out to Japan for content, where he teased a burgeoning romantic connection to the tune of thousands when combining their respective audiences. After Japan, things took a turn for the worse because DDG went back to engaging with other women for content and then became wayward with Wendy, which made her audience specifically resent DDG. There's much to be said about the parasociality aspect of fandoms who identify with creators to the point that they can be weaponized against one another's community.
I've seen it before. Certain audiences do crossover, then some audiences don't. But then I've seen it where certain content creators are having a beef and the audience are just fighting with each other. Like, I've seen it before. And you never know whose audience or whose fan base you're fucking with until you get it. You never know. And whoever this was must have had a really strong fan base to be on his ass the way that they were. So this is new information. I had no idea. But also farming like I've seen publicity stunt relationships before, so it wouldn't be like the first time, but doing it for content is, I'm trying too hard to be petty with that one. I don't think I really give a fuck with that one. But
is because it's no longer an attack on their favorite creator, it's an attack on themselves. But I want y'all to listen carefully to the verbiage and the pain points and the way that he's framing Wendy and his engagement.
This is what you gotta understand. Man, I'm flying you and your sister out first class and can't get a few subs. Why is that such something that you hold? Now I'm paying for everybody's. Nobody opened a wallet in Japan. Nobody. Y'all think I made $1 million in Japan? No, I spent $70,000. Literally, if it was just, I can literally show y'all the. Bro, I'm paying for everything. Food, I'm taking shopping, all type of shit, not asking for nothing.
You see,
I'm getting a sense of giving entitlement. It was like, I paid for this, I can't get a few subs. Were you doing all that? So you were doing all that, did I get subs? You didn't have to do all that, but you were trying to do that to get. You didn't have to do any of that. But it seems like the fact that you paid, you feel like you're entitled to something. Just because you paid for something doesn't mean you're entitled to something. That's some weird entitlement energy he's giving off the way he's explaining.
Wendy, even when she's not present, is still being farmed for content. DDG understands that stoking beef between their respective communities will engender more engagement, regardless if it's bad or not. Without Wendy even mentioning him anymore, he is still farming her for girl content. Remember, from the 2010s to almost a decade later, later, he has yet to diversify his style of content. He is lording what he has done transactionally with Wendy over Wendy. It's a manipulative tactic. When a dude buying you a drink or something like that,
like this. Just because you buy somebody a drink or you buy somebody a present, you're not entitled to something from that. So it kind of gave off that land. Like, oh, you that I pay for this. I can't just get some subs. Like, it's also just like, yo, I paid for dinner. I paid for this to go out. I can't get some ass. But that's the kind of vibe it was giving off when he said he was paying for this and that. He can't just get, I can't just get some subs. That's the vibe he was giving off like that. I feel like you're entitled to something just because you paid for something. Just because you paid for food doesn't mean you're guaranteed something. Just because you paid for shopping, whatever the fuck it is, you're not entitled to any of that shit. So it's kind of weird that you think you are.
Killer man them think that means that they are entitled to a particular act afterwards as an exchange. Vibes Cartel say exchange ain't no robbery. If a nigga fly you out because of the way that we've been socialized, there's this idea that you therefore consent to anything that comes afterwards, which is a wild thing. Are you being human trafficked? Because that's what that is. That's trafficking. Can you be bought for a plane ticket? What if you find out it's your time of the month? What if for some strange reason the cock ain't want to stand up? Oh God. What if I off that Zoloft and the cock don't want to stand up no more? That don't happen. Don't happen. But I'm just saying, Zoloft. The way DDG lords what he has done for Wendy is a manipulative tactic that should be a blistering red flag for anyone with eyes. Men tend to do this as a transaction. Because you paid for the date, you are indebted to me. There's this expectation that if I fly you out, you've consented to everything. And that is a dangerous game to play. But in this instant, he is still farming Wendy, even when she's not there, for content. He is not the only one that has made this a genre. You also have, this is probably the best way to illustrate all of this. You have so many people. You have a
Drewski has his own show now, his own dating shows. Seems like a lot of these streamers are now using dating show type of stuff as a new pivot for some. They're using it as a way to diversify their content, which I don't know why this is what you chose to do, but get your bag, I guess. But it's just weird. I don't know, just content like that's kind of weird. Although Pop the Balloon is kind of funny, so. Yeah.
Smorgasbord of people that would go on to make pretty sizable careers in streaming and in this new entertainment landscape that we have right now. You also have a nigga that's in jail, young Philly over here, all the way in the back there, just smiling. You have Kai Cenat here, you have Drewski, you have Deshae Frost, you have Young Filthy.
Damn! What?
Freakiest nigga on YouTube, Deshae Frost. Still, compared to everybody else in this room, he's still the freakiest nigga on YouTube.
What sport you play?
I don't play no sports for real.
Oh my God. You strong as hell. If you were, bro, you feel like a mitten, like a glove.
They soft though, baby, not too much.
Nah, they rough a little bit on that. They feel like hands. Where you work at again?
I purposely didn't put in the part specifically in regards to trans allegations. It's unfortunate that to get trans allegations as a cis person is an indictment because it should not be. Beautiful trans folk all across the board. But there are trans allegations levied towards her. And Kai Cenat, Drewski, and to a worse extent, Deshae Frost, alongside a legion of yamheads, use their proximity to women who want a crumb of clout to leverage them into an audience of primarily boys who hold a pre-established misogyny. So seeing women be humiliated like this, and mind you, the laughing isn't necessarily her consenting to what is happening right here. It's a mechanism to coax and to perform on a level of unbotheredness and also to get some safety, because if she were to stand up and stand on a square a little bit right here, you don't know what's gonna happen. You in a room full of niggas that probably don't even wash their ass. She has to keep it cute. She has a very tight, claustrophobic space of which she could perform femininity in right here. And I hate the fact that our attention economy makes it so that women, in order to find access into some paucities of power or fame or visibility, that this is one of the only stages that they might have.
It's one of the main stages now because Drewski's popular, Kai's popular, the #1 streamer in the world. Deshae Frost is popular. A lot of these guys are popular streamers. Listen, there's some women out there that have it where they made it on their own streaming. They made their own platform. They made their own name on streaming without having to do stuff like this. Whether that be just regular, just chatting, whether just like video game streamers. Like there's been women who have done it. But he's not wrong. Primarily, it seems like this is the only way to get put on as quickly as possible. Because building your own brand without doing stuff like this, that's hard. That is difficult. And there's a good portion of female streamers and female content creators that are willing to do that. But the ones that want to get put on immediately and start seeing results immediately, sadly, this is the shit they gotta do. It's ridiculous. And it's, like I said, it's ridiculous, but it's just like, that's, I guess, the landscape we're in, I guess.
They're just basically reinforcing the boys' beliefs about what a woman ought be in their world. This is Jay Galore, who is a cis black woman that has adult content out there that showcases how she is set up. And I find that very ironic because she's still getting trans allegations and there's very much documented truth of her anatomy. Your reminder that being cis won't save you. But yet again, the goal here is to humiliate women for views. And it's an age-old trope. It's been employed by Hollywood, like Kevin Hart, who is also going on Kai Cenat stream and exemplifies how nothing is new. Content is cyclical. But to the defense of Kai and Deshae, can't believe I'm doing that, but the defense of them, they have since began to mature out of the girl content that they've been known for. Even I Show Speed, who despite is still a modern day minstrel, he has himself began to flirt with maturing his content from the barking into some reputable athleticism and engaging with other cultures. The transition of some of these larger creators from girl content is a harbinger for the fall of girl content. But the last bastion of it is unfortunately, oh God. It's a very revealing thing to say that you feel as though you are entitled to every woman's body that's adjacent to you, that you feel emboldened to say that you don't know a gal that you can't grind. There's definitely gals that you can't grind, so what does it mean? Like how are you grinding them then? While his contemporaries have changed, DDG's whole persona has remained the same. His growth is stunted to his ability to get proximity to the gal them. It's kind of sad. To be empathetic, I would hate to have to perform an ability to get biddies. Confidence is quiet. If you knew you were a genuinely attractive person, then you wouldn't have to keep convincing the world that you are an attractive person.
For all the dudes watching, I'm trying to put y'all on game. When you rich and successful and handsome and smart and genius, you got good.
Smart and genius. Those are the words you want to use. Do I think he's smart and a genius? Oh, fuck no. So I think he's just saying shit to just impress Chad. Smart, intelligent, no, shut up, Nick.
Good hair, good genes, great dad, great person, rich as hell, handsome as hell like me. It's too easy to spend money. You feel me? It's too easy to go too crazy. So you gotta be thoughtful. You feel me? I know a lot of y'all don't have my looks, so you got different circumstances. But for anybody that's remotely close to looking as good as me,
I can never imagine getting up in front of a camera and glazing myself. He has totally deluded himself into thinking that he is someone that he is not. This is hurting my prostate.
Dude, I get being confident, but bro, you are riding your own dick so hard right now. Like, unbelievably hard. Bro, I get you up some money. I get you got tattoos and hey, bro, I don't knock confidence, but bro, get off your nuts the way you are right now. You're not God's gift, bro. You are flawed as fuck, dude. So I would just try, dog.
It's clear that girl content is DDG's whole content strategy, but there's another part of his persona that has been glaringly obvious that we need to address.
your mama, your daddy ain't never had that much money in their life. And they been working all year, nigga.
Oh, God. He about to be 28, his birthday in October. What compels a man who can't collect his child from daycare to be gyrating like the Bokoblins? Oh, God. From Zelda. No shirt on. Putting dirty money next to your derma. We have to address his need to flex. Because at this point, it's a compulsion to flex.
Soulja Boy is poor. He's poor. Niggas ain't cranked that since we was yay high, buddy. You're poor. I will buy you. Couldn't get next to me.
Given his proclivity to dehumanizing the women he is adjacent to, it's a change of pace to see him extend that to men as well. This clip reveals that his only comeback, his only retort, is money or women. Now, obligatory mention that being broke is no moral failure or commentary on your character. In fact, it is more of a commentary to be disproportionately rich because there's a certain level of wealth that can only be built off the backs of exploitation. However, many of y'all ought know that if you really have money, the last thing you trying to do is bring attention to it. That makes you vulnerable to people who want to rob you. It also robs you of your ability to be empathized with. So God forbid that you actually need help at some point, because people can find it hard to see you as someone, because you've showboated your wealth, that you are now in need. People don't care about someone after a whole year of showcasing chains, showcasing cars, showcasing wealth, and performing wealth. And now you have a GoFundMe up. Anyone that has ever been in proximity to pecuniary adeptitude knows better, based on the IRS watching alone, not to be showboating wealth. So this shows me that DDG definitely didn't come from wealth and is fumbling through a world of wealth that he may feel insecure in being in. That's further exemplified when he gets around other people with money, people that may have more money.
How y'all gonna call me broke and I got more money than everybody in this chat right now?
DDG tells his entire chat to go band for band with him after they called him broke for not donating to Mr. Beast's water foundation. So for context.
So that's the origin of this clip. They called you broke because you didn't donate to the Water Foundation, so you felt like, let me go band for band in my chat. Really, dude? Damn, do you and your chat got hella beef? Because I've seen people beef with their chat in their audience before, but dude, you'd be like, oh, chat, let's go band for band. Why are you trying to go band for band with people you can't even see? They're just names and typed up shit on the screen, dude. What are you doing?
Mr. Beast did a fundraiser for clean water. Aiden Ross, XQC, and a whole litany of streamers had committed hundreds of thousands of dollars, whereas Doodoo Garbage cravenly copped out, after which I think he might have donated 1,000. That was pretty good timing, which is still pretty good. However, for a man who half of his digital footprint is him doing a damn Fortnite emoji with his shirt off with stacks of money next to his ear, you would expect him to do more. And to make matters worse, he turns on his very own chat.
How y'all gonna call me broke and I got... If I'm broke, what are y'all? Answer that. I guarantee nobody watching this right now got more money than me. Go band for band right now.
The people that augmented your wealth to begin with, the people that made you rich to begin with, you are calling them broke and shaming them for being broke in a global recession of which your entire income is based on the altruism of others. You can't get sponsors because you're a liability. You can't see your child. You're also not paying child support.
He just said, fuck it, let's go. You can't see your child. You don't pay child support. Dude, you are not that nigga. Like, DDG, you're not that nigga. You need to stop believing that you're that nigga, because there's too much evidence to say you are not that nigga, and you need to... I love how he's just going for the jugular now. I'm loving it.
You can't see your child. You're also not paying child support. Yet you are calling chat broke. It's such a bad career move. DDG prides himself off of being a villain and has attacked his chat as a bevy of times. That's his new content strategy, potentially. Let me read the caption.
Kylie mentioned his temper in her court document. I should have been in 2024 because of Daryl's temper and lack of respect toward me. There have been numerous instances of physical abuse even before Halo was born. He often calls me profanities, including bitch. He often called me evil. If he could crash out like this online over his fans telling him the truth and holding him accountable, then imagine what he put Haley through when she tried to do the same. Wow.
Temper in a court document. Our relationship ended in 2024 because Daryl's temper and lack of respect towards me. There has been numerous incidents of physical abuse even before Haley was born. He often calls me profanities, including this. He often called me evil. If he can crash out like this online over his fans telling him the truth and holding him accountable, then imagine what he put Holly through when she tried to do the same.
Michi explains you the nigga, I slap you in real life.
27-year-old man. I've seen goats in my village with more emotional control. So he's talking about his Twitter communities. He's talking about his own fans. Say it with me. Holly was right. There ain't no way you are knowingly under the microscope of the law and the world at large because your job is to be on stream and you trying to convince a judge that you are a suitable parent and you're documenting hours worth of belligerence. But to make matters worse, he is directing this to his own fans, not even ops, his own fans. And on the surface, as a content strategy, this doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But on a deeper level, it also doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's best to ban your ops that make their way into the chat or something and move on without even so much as an acknowledgement. DDG been on the internet for over a decade now, so he knows this. But he has backed himself into this corner of content, performing the agitated, self-aggrandizing and insecure individual that snaps at anyone who impugns the facade he is so carefully constructed. This is wild to say when literally your son has not seen you. Oh God. It's wild to say when you can't see your child. And we've seen creators create an environment where they clap.
Well, listen, there's just some people that just can't at all think beyond their emotional response and how they respond to that. DDG's a guy he's very fucking emotional. Let's start right there. He's a very emotional human being. He's got an anger problem that I think the fact that he's made so much money and now he continues to make money doing content like this, he feels like he doesn't have to do that. So he's going to let his emotions guide every single step he takes from here on out. That's not a recipe for disaster at all, but I digress. Just the flexing of the money, him getting views, and then his chat fucking hyping him up. And then there's the rare time that the ops, like he said, come into the chat. They only come into the chat for you to crash out, but you're getting paid to crash out. So it's just going to be a never-ending cycle of you just getting angry and belligerent on camera just for cash. That's an interesting content strategy. Wig the fuck out and look like a belligerent, emotional, just doofus for money. I guess get doofus, get your bag, dumbass. Like, I guess you anger-fueled idiot. I guess to just get all sweaty, belligerent, angry, randomly take your shirt off, flex with money to a bunch of people you can't see that are just doing it just so you do some weirdo crash outs like that. I guess that's the route you want to go. I guess, dude. Godspeed, I guess, dumbass.
Back at their haters, or they clap back at their chatters. San is known for blowing up on chat. And you got lol cows like Lotea God, whose whole persona is homoerotic clapbox. And this seems like what DDG's content strategy as of late it's really come to. And that kind of makes me sad because there's a point where you can't go back. There is a fan base being built off of these clips that may have never seen DDG beyond his crash outs, and they might come onto his streams just to jeer and jest at him, just to poke at the bear in order to provoke a crash out. And there's something very dystopianly anti-black about watching this black man turn himself into a caricature of an animal in a small room shouting at a camera after a viewer throws a metaphorical paper ball at him.
Well, your content strategy is to be the angry black man for money. That's it. That's all you want your content to be, is you either talking about fucking bitches, flexing money, or crashing out and being the stereotypical angry black man. Those are your only avenues for your content now. Like, that's like when I said pathetic earlier, that's pathetic. Like, those are the only three things you can go to produce content that you think will actually get something that you just think, oh, fuck it, I'll just do that. Bro, you're fucking pathetic, dude. Those are the only 3 avenues of content. You're fucking pathetic.
Lunges in response, but is yanked back by the leash of limitations that is him being on a stream rather than in front of these people. The majority of this space is modern day minstrels. But this is a particular characterization, like the low tier gods and whatnot, that throwing things at someone in a cage just to see them lash out. That's what this right here, seeing this play like this in this red room with this stretched out shirt, that's what it reminds me of. It looked like he just been through a goddamn
filter, nigga.
hazing. This character that he plays probably was at its worst when he did this. Brace yourself for it, because honestly, this gotta be the lowest shit I've ever seen any individual do on stream. DDG, this is Reggie's dead dad because he mentioned Halo.
But this was the bad time to say what he said, because I'm doing what his dad never did. And he said something, he was like, where your such and such is at? And that's a good ass question. I wish I could ask your daddy the same shit.
Nigga really thought he did his big one. And for you to forge this simple of a grin, look directly in the camera, seemingly sober, with yet again a shirt that looks like it's being tattered by moths. What is this man's affliction with shirts that look like they're in a lost?
And I remember this video. It was just about Reggie asking, "Where's your kid at?" Because you were such a piece of shit that the court thought that you should get a separate, that there should be a protection order given to Hallie, and you couldn't come, and she could go to the country, and you don't get to stop her. So you was talking about how much of a piece of shit dad you are, and you started to bring up his dead dad because you got in your feelings because the truth hurts. Reggie told the truth, and then you dissed his dead dad because you're a little emotional bitch who can't handle the truth. That's what happened.
And found that your local...
One thing, what time it is. Time is, I gotta see the reservation. Is it, you know what time the reservation is? What time is it?
You're not cool for displaying somebody's dad who passed away just because he called you out for being a shitty father. Nigga, do you think you're cool for that? You look like an immature little bitch doing shit like this. Motherfucker's close to my age, and this is how he acted. Like, this dude is a fucking immature little bitch.
This is such a loser thing to do. Yes, that is his dad. That is such a sad, pathetic thing for a person to do. Now, I understand that Reggie, he brought up his son. We've seen with public beefs like Kendrick and Drake that everything is fair in war. And that beef has influenced a lot of online culture already in ways that we have yet to reckon with. This being one of them. Because the repugnance of putting the dead relative of someone as the background of your phone, to mock them in front of thousands of people, to commodify the casualty of someone that you considered a friend. I don't know who would watch this without shame. DDG has turned casualty into content. Not much different than them Trap Law Ross or even academics who make videos on King Von as a serial killer or the war in Chirac. There's this dehumanizing vein of social media that has become more mainstream as we've amplified more outrageous content because the old stuff don't hit no more. It's like when you go down the Guna pipeline and you start with the vanilla stuff and then that stop working for you. You don't get hard at that no more. And then you start consuming even spicier content. Now, for some reason, you into war and whatnot. Don't talk about it in the chat. I know how y'all go. It's a wild analogy, I agree. But the point is that DDG, his only way to elevate is to make his current content strategy more and more outrageous. Which brings me to, yes, we talking about Are You My Ball?
I don't know who Lil Vicky or... I don't think it's Lil Durk's India. If this is India Love, but it might be. I have no idea. But I don't know who Lil Vicky is.
DDG made a love show called Are You My Ball, which essentially takes elements from VH1's Flavor of Love and more modern day dating game shows or whatever it is, one that Drewski did, and they did it live on Twitch. You had women from multiple states auditioning to get selected to compete to be one of DDG's balls. You see, just me saying it, right? DDG popularized calling women that are in possession of a man their ball as a play on basketball lingo. You can see how the human
chain type of thing he was going with, but it might be a basketball reference. When I think of ball, I think of those ball and chain type of shit.
Recognizing this already is. And honestly, at first, you gotta levy some accountability to the women that sign up knowing fully well what this is.
Like, they know what this is. They're just... I don't think either this is just to get their name out there to get some sort of clout, but they know what this bullshit is. There's no way you just go in here just blind not knowing what any of this shit is. How else would you know what this is if you haven't seen this before? So it's like, you know what this is.
I'm not gonna infantilize y'all. Y'all are adults. Y'all pay taxes. You're seeing an epidemic where people think the clout is just weighted the same, and it's not. This method of humiliating yourself into fame is a fickle one. Not only do you have people like Ndabo who you competing with to see how humiliating you could get, which, trust me, Dabo and Cuff'em them, they have a humiliation kink at this point. You can't humiliate yourself more than them niggas. But most importantly, you can find yourself to a prison of pillorying yourself for views. It's probably the worst form of audience capture I can think of. Because furthermore, reality dating shows are built off of humiliating the black or the black adjacent woman, period. The basic format, content strategy, and recipe for the majority of these dating shows, I don't care about Love Island, I don't care about all of them shits that is be on VH1, the common denominator is shaming the black woman. Flav, Rock of Love, even beyond gender with Tila Tequila. The conflict in the content is gamifying love and in turn humiliating someone, and it's often the black or the black adjacent person. So he's basically just bringing flavor of love to a different medium and maybe a younger audience that doesn't have a reference point for flavor of love and charm school and all the rest of that, which perpetuates the humiliation ritual by extending it to new victims.
Women losers.
What's up, loser?
Talking about women having a white tongue.
Girl, that tongue is white. Stop it.
Or walking past our beds, talking about how they weren't made. You're better than somebody. I would never move at 30 years old. I'm better than anybody sitting in these chairs.
Holding a square and calling out India Love because India Love was brought on this show to essentially be a foil to the entire theater arrangement. Because keep in mind, this is a dating show. India Love is a love interest of DDG. Patriarchy pits women against one another to be picked. It's a pick-me-a-thon, essentially, which in its own right is all recipes for disaster. But beyond that, in the lineup of baddies, Bad Girls Club, Zeus Network in general, I know Natalie Nunn is just absolutely seething at the fact that she couldn't do this. They occupy this genre of humiliating women. Out of all of those shows, this show gotta be at the bottom of the barrel. It was an unorganized, uneventful mess that only got worse when DDG made India Love the antagonist.
We was all sitting down on the couch. India came in and said, "Hey, losers." I didn't hear her. I picked up my phone. I seen on the motherfucking phone. I ain't know she said all that. So on my motherfucking head, it's like, oh, then it's fair motherfucking game. Because at the end of the day,
India show, this is my brothers, we're not doing that. Listen, this is why we're not doing that. Look, she not even here to defend herself. We're not finna do that, all right?
Boss battle pick me. India Love, a mom that is in competition with her daughter. That's the best way that I could describe India Love. She is a veteran in the desire economy online, and instead of being a madam of which helps women potentially not be taken advantage of in this desire economy, she is in competition with them, always belittling them, and she brought that to this stage.
And when my mama was on the screen judging people food, what was y'all commenting? Where's India, bro? Where's India? The whole time y'all spamming, where India? She pull up, all of a sudden y'all want to be sad because she eliminated a girl that you ain't gonna touch. You're not in the house. Did you hear what I said? Let me get close. You tripping about a girl that you're never gonna touch. They were there for me.
Everyone could have seen this coming like that's so Raven. DDG's fans didn't enjoy the inclusion of India Love made a bad show even worse. There's a poetic justice of making a career out of women, which is what DDG has done, and then India Love, the Lady Macbeth, the foil to your career, being your downfall. But I feel remorseful for India to an extent, because while I think India is using DDG and DDG is to an extent using India, he is using her as the fall guy. And you hear how he's talking about people as though he owns the contestants. They were there for her, him.
Let me get on one knee. You're tripping about a girl that you're never gonna touch, kiss, nothing. Those girls that you're crashing out about in the comments was there for me.
And you know what's so funny? They weren't there for him. They were there for clout.
Yeah, that's also true. Like they came there to get their name out there and get their socials out there. Also, when you would hire the foil and you tell her basically to do this type of shit, you can't also throw her under the bus. You want her to be there. You want her to cause problems. You want her to cause those types of issues. So you can't just be a surprise Pikachu face and then hide your hands. You didn't bring this rock here to cause all of this shit. You want to be a weirdo. You want to be a little weirdo and then not be held accountable for being a little weirdo. And then you want to get mad that people are calling you out for being a fucking weirdo.
Not many people there that genuinely thought that they were actually going to make a lasting connection with DDG. They were there so they could spin a career because they've seen that as a viable path for getting access to fame. And it's a false sense of fame. India Love was essentially pit against all of the women as a buffer in between him and the women. So when the show inevitably got called out for being this reductionist parody of women in general, literally calling them balls, she's the one left holding the bag. And then a bunch of people began to come at India rather than the architect behind the entire design.
DDG went from Halle to it ran through industry. I'm talking old school ran through. This ain't just start getting ran through. She been ran through for the last 10, 15 years.
I don't want any hate to go to this creator or any creator really, but definitely not this creator because I think that she's a smaller creator too. But she is emblematic of a much larger trend of women that came out against India after Are You My Ball premiered. I also don't think that this is good. I also don't think that it's good that people out there calling India out her name, calling her ran through, used up, bringing up all of the dudes that she's ever talked to, calling her a BBL bandit, all of the things that are now levied to her because yet again, why was she there?
Fucking BBL. I think it's easier, and I think it's a couple things. DDG's audience is always primed to already feel that way about women, especially certain women like India. So it's easy for him to throw her under the bus and for them to go with it. And then anybody who wants to come back on DDG or be involved with DDG's content because it brings clout, they're going to throw it on India too. I think the people who are already either trying to get in proximity to DDG or a fan of DDG are going to let him throw India under the bus and they're not going to care. They're not going to listen that he's the one who brought it here. He took her mic away because she's trying to say, like, dude, it was his fault because he told her to basically be the antagonist. He's willing to throw her under the bus and keep it pushing because his fan base and people who want to be in proximity to them are going to let him do it. So it sucks that she basically is getting thrown under the bus for doing what he told her to do. On the flip side, you're a grown-ass woman. You probably shouldn't. But she seemed very willing to participate to be the antagonist. So I can't really feel some type of way when you were willing to be the antagonist of this show. I can't really feel some type of way when you were the antagonist and you were getting the energy. But also DDG should take responsibility because he brought her here for that purpose. So the fact he's getting off scot-free and just throwing this black woman under the bus to take all the heat for shit that he's the only reason that shit happened, I can understand that perspective too.
In the first place, it was by design. DDG employed India to be a fall guy, to be the person, the lightning rod for everybody to send their hate towards. DDG casted her in a role that put the crosshairs on India's back. And that's not to exculpate her of any accountability because, yet again, don't want to infantilize her. She knew what she was getting into and she performed the role that she did. There was no script for this. She didn't have to act like that. But if they were trying to channel her to be New York, which, I mean, can't be New York. New York was a contestant originally on Flavor Flav. You are a gal that has been in proximity to DDG from Streaming University. That's like bringing Flavor wife to then judge the gals that are trying to talk to Flavor Flav. So even that as a cop-out didn't make any sense. Big up yourself, Flavor Flav, a major part of why the show succeeded. Everybody then was funny. This is just clout chasing and insecurity. Also, like a big Flavor Flav, or the success of Flavor Flav was the idea that he's an undesirable black man. It was never taken seriously to an extent because like the idea was that he was unattractive. Folks might be a little bit too young to know Flavor Flav. But nigga is she. Flavor was character, was entertaining, was this caricature of self to the point where it was almost charming. That in itself was attractive. But a part of the appeal of Flavor of Love was Flavor Flav. He this what the world had deemed to be an objectively unattractive person. And let's not try to, nostalgia wash Flavor of Love because it was a very misogynist, misogynoirist show. It was very reductionist. It was the epitome of trash reality TV. But it was a good, like probably top junk. It was the
cream of the crop of trash TV, I'm not gonna lie. Now as younger, I watched the Flavor of Love and Flavor of Love 2. I even watched the New York spinoffs. It was the cream of the crop. It produced another dating show. It produced a dating spinoff show. See, this shit with DDG ain't gonna do none of that shit. So yeah, his different person is actually somebody that people give a fuck about. But
it was the five guys. But I'd be remiss not to note what is at play here, which is what has always been at play with DDG. He uses women for content. Even when the cameras stopped rolling for Are You My Ball, the fallout was an extension of the show. DDG blaming Wendy Ortiz's fan base again for India love hate.
I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to bring that fan base to my orbit. That's the new word I'm gonna use.
Orbit.
Fuck the aura shit. I don't even want to bring fan base back into my orbit. But nigga, I've been off y'all, bro. Like, why do you talk about me? And why do y'all keep talking about people that be around me?
bringing it back to Wendy, who we spoke on earlier, he is conjuring up as many associations as he can to scapegoat them while he synchronously, because he has obviously not gotten the type of reception that he wanted from his show, he's trying to extend the lifespan of it by farming drama surrounding it. And he's doing that by resorting to what he knows best, which is girl content. And he's using India Love as the heel.
Girl, that tongue is white. Stop it.
What?
Okay, I need to
Stop
go.
being me.
I'm sorry. Let me go. What's up, loser?
You gotta be nice.
Ooh, take that jacket now.
Huh?
Now. Take it before I do. I don't want to take nobody's off their fingers.
When they said that these niggas don't want wives, they want moms. Oh God. Because that's what I look like when my mom tells me to clean the toilet seat.
These niggas don't want wives, they want moms. That's fucking.
Because I got pee on it when I was goddamn 10.
Like how technology's working around within the just how we right now with technology is like a lot of like
Wasn't this valedictorian? Why does he have not a thought? Oh God.
Is he really the valedictorian?
Why does what? He can't sentence.
like AI and stuff, just to advance our economy and stuff.
Are you nervous or something?
Nah.
What the fuck is going on with you right now? What the fuck?
Whatever you wanted, it's your day.
Okay. Why you like that? Sit up. Yeah.
Bro, wow.
Oh no. To give India her credit, she was the IG body before IG bodies were IG bodies. She was the Tumblr girl. She was the IG girl. She was the prototype of the online desirable economy. She is probably the blueprint for like a lot of the gals that are trying to fit the exotical persuasion. And she's also a victim of her own design, because ultimately she now is trying to keep up with this persona, this version she is supposed to be. And it's hard. The way that she ends up trying to extend her lifespan in this desire economy is to put down and to attack women that are adjacent to her. And it's very unfortunate, because in an alternative reality, she could have been a person to speak about the ills of what she has had to go through, the game.
The question is, how much people would have been okay with that? Because it's kind of, I don't know, kind of feels like, I remember when like, it was like a while ago, Kim Kardashian was talking about like the unrealistic beauty standard too, even though her and her family have directly influenced what the beauty standard is today, and she's complaining about it. It kind of got thrown in the face. I don't know if that would be able to go by without them trying to throw that in India's face. Now, she could have been a teacher and talked about what she went through as a way to not help women avoid exploitation. But if she were to complain about this, like, I feel like it would get thrown in her face the exact same way, just like what you chose is like you benefit from this life when it was your time, and now you're like acting like it's a, which people who do stuff like this, like IG model lifestyle, like stuff like that, some eventually grow to regret it because it's a maturity thing, it's a growth, emotional growth thing. So it's just like, I don't know if that type of thing's gonna get thrown back in her face of, we shouldn't have listened to you, shouldn't have credibility because you were part of it, you benefited, now that you don't benefit from it, now you got a problem with it. I don't want that argument to get thrown in her face. That's something that she was going to do. But no, she just still contributes to it and just trying to keep up with this generation of India loves, I guess.
The multitude of rappers, athletes, who have essentially used her up and drained her of her own life force, to the point now where she is trying to forge a way for herself after all of that, outside of everything that she has been adjacent to. She could have wrote memoirs like Buffy the Body and the multitude of victims that have told about the ills of the industry, but she didn't. She decided instead to try to bully her way into relevancy and use the women trying to come up as stepping stools as she sinks in the...
Ooh, another crazy DDG video. I hope, from my pure pettiness, I hope there are more, because DDG is a ridiculous doofus ass, creepy ass who needs to be expressed over and over again. And I'm glad I could be expressed with you guys. Glad I could hang out with you guys. This video is about over an hour long. I'm ready to get up out of here. And you guys have a good day, all right? Peace.